नमस्ते महोदया
जी, yes.
I am the first because I am the last bencher. मैं हूँ शेषाद्री प्राथमिक शाला शिक्षक हूँ, सरकारी प्राथमिक शाला शिक्षक हूँ
जी सर.
इसलिए मैं मेकाले सिस्टम का एक वेक्टर हूँ और आने वाले पीढ़ी के लिए ब्रह्मा भी हूँ. बहुत मेकाले को मैं उत्पादन करता हूँ. Any specific suggestion from your side for implementing decolonization mindset? See, one specifically I say, I skip usually Gandhi Jayantis. So a notice was served on me for not attending the national festivals. Immediately I answered with a Supreme Court order saying it is not mandatory to attend national festivals.
Join my profession, sir.
So any specific, and also usually I travel by reserved coaches without reservation.
Okay.
Yes, I fight with TTEs also. Because usually the bogies will be free, but I am not allowed to sit. In such cases where there is, my activity is not considered lawful, how should I react?
Allow me to choose between the questions. And I'll go with the question on decoloniality in education, which you spoke of on the Macaulay issue. So, in my recent Pune talk on 17th of October, I happened to speak on this in some detail. All I've said is, one of the challenges that you've been seeing with respect to education right from the Vajpayee dispensation has been that each time you try and change the curriculum and whatnot, you're being accused of Bhagwakaran, saffronization, so on and so forth. So, I think a fairly commonsensical suggestion, which is not my own, which others have made, is that why don't parents and students have diversity of options and more options in terms of what they want to study? So at the very least, create an alternative system so that those who wish to subscribe to a revised curriculum have that option as well, and those who don't need not, as opposed to having one curriculum that's being imposed on everyone. From the sciences to the history to language and all these subjects, allow us to craft, let's say, an Indic knowledge system or an Indic education system, and create a separate board, just as you have the ICSE and the CBSE, create a separate board, so that it becomes one of the mainstream options, and so that you have schools and education investors moving in that particular direction. Jisko ye padhna hai padhe, jisko wo padhna hai padhe. I don't want to read Macaulay's version of my history. You don't want to read the Bhagwa version of our history. Don't. Let history decide subsequently as to which of the two products are good for the country. At least let us have more options as opposed to everybody being sent to this mass-produced factory. Right? That is perhaps one solution. Because you see, typically most governments operate like water. They want the path of least resistance. Okay. Therefore, I'm saying this is the path of least resistance, wherein you're not taking away something from them and you're not imposing something on us, and vice versa, period. Second, you have to ask yourself a simple question. When in the opposition, you opposed RTE significantly, and the exceptions given to minority institutions and the RTE, you opposed it. Why haven't you acted on that opposition and acted on that belief in the last 7 years? Which means either scrap the RTE or make it equally applicable to minority institutions. That hasn't happened. The reason why this becomes significantly important is the RTE system has devastated non-minority schools because they have not got the kind of payouts and subsidies that they are supposed to get from the state out under the RTE structure. In cities like Delhi and states like Delhi and other places, you're looking at thousands of schools being shut down because they're unable to run. So when you're looking at the education system, I'm looking at the hard infrastructure apart from the content which that infrastructure disseminates. So here is the fairly clear solution, at least workable solutions for both these subjects. And it's not the first time this is even being proposed. So I don't think it's a question of paucity of solutions. Perhaps it's a question of will, political will. When you come to power, what is it that you come to power for is a question you should be asking yourself. if it is an end in itself, then the more things change, the more things remain the same. But if it is merely a means to an end, what is the end goal? These are long-term civilizational changes. These are not small-time tweaks. You make this change, you will see less trouble on campuses and students being rebels without a cause on the streets in the next 10-15 years. But if you don't, and you shove woke culture more into our curriculum through manuals and whatnot, you are creating a future where even as a government you do not have an, let's say, an electoral incentive, because these people won't vote for you. I don't understand, why do you continue to support them? The products of this system will never vote for you, right? So I don't even see the political incentive in keeping this particular structure alive. Forget civilizational incentive, forget everything else. I'm asking the political incentive. Is the political disincentive and disadvantage not clear to you?